Tower, written by Keir Reid. Paris icon. If you ever travel to the European country of France and visit Paris, its capital, you can miss seeing the Eiffel Tower, even if you don't actually take a tour out of this world-famous landmark. You'll see it from practically every part of the city. The third island structure, which towers over the City of Light, has been fascinating people from around the world ever since it first opened to the public in the 1889. Since that year, more than 250 million people have visited the Eiffel Tower, and they frequently use one word to describe it: breathtaking. Tower of Power. The Eiffel Tower is a huge bronze-colored iron structure made of four slightly curved girders, enormous decorative arches beneath the lowest of three platforms contribute an appealing balance by the gentle curve of the rising girders. The original height of this unmistakable landmark was 312 meters from the ground to the top of the tower's flagpole. For its first 41 years, the Eiffel Tower was the tallest structure ever constructed until New York's Chrysler Building was built in 1930. The antenna at the top of the Eiffel Tower, which was installed in 1957, brings the tower to the height of 324 meters, 1,063 feet. City of Light. The Eiffel Tower was constructed for the 1889 World Fair, which marked the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. The tower celebrates the power that citizens have when they band together. The structure is situated along the south bank of the Seine River on the Champs-des-Mars, a large public green space. People run half a day and night to marvel at the famous landmark. Paris' French nickname, La Ville Lumière, is often translated as City of Light. It actually means City of Enlightenment, referring to the value that people of the city place on culture and knowledge. The area where the Eiffel Tower is located has many attractions, including museums, garden fountains, ornamental ponds, and cultural center. A daring dream. Credit for the design of the Eiffel Tower usually goes to the French civil engineer who has helped design the Statue of Liberty. However, the original drawings were work of Maurice Colin and Emma Nogren, who were chief engineers for the Eiffel Company. In 1884, they developed the tower entering in the contest. The contest organizers were looking for design, and Noah came up with a design for a tall tower made of latticework and iron beam. The beams were served at four legs at the base of the wall, curved inward as they rose higher until they come at the top. Horizontal metal beams would join the four main beams at the four sides of the structure. Eiffel's engineering already know how to build support for bridges. However, applying their mastery to build a structure 300 meters tall was a daring idea. They brought in a French architect named Stephen Sylvestre to ensure that the finished tower should be beautiful as long as structurally sound. Sylvia recommended them adding enormous curved curved halls on each level with a wall made of glass. A total of 107 projects were proposed for the contest, and after the design was declared a winner, Eiffel teams began construction. Ground was broken on the January 1st of the same year. The entire project was completed just over 2 years later, on March 31, 1881. The tower is constructed of 18,038 pieces, weighing 7,300 metric tons. The Eiffel Tower is latticework, wrought iron. He wanted to demonstrate that metal was as strong as stone without weighing as much. The pieces of the tower were first repaired at the Eiffel's factory, located on the outskirts of Paris. A total of 150 workers assembled individual pieces to form sections that measured about 5 meters in length. The individual pieces forming the section were joined with the boards at the factory. At the site, the boards were replaced with rivets, which were heated up before being installed. The rivets shrunk after cooling, which caused the shaft of each rivet to become shorter and pull the two heads together, guaranteed an extremely tight fit. A total of 2.5 million rivets were used, each one installed by a team of 4 workers. The foundation, which is made of stone and cement resting on layer gravel, was positioned to set on the sandboxes, and hydraulic jacks so the first platform would be level. This was required in order to ensure that the remainder of the Eiffel Tower above it would be properly balanced. Up to 300 workers assembled the tower, using the wooden scaffold and a small team cranes. The tower, considered an engineering marvel, the speed of completion 2 years, 2 months, and 5 days, combined with the degree of perfection at every stage, were remarkable at the time. Also remarkable were the elevators, which was considered an important technical feat. Wait a minute. No one has ever used elevator in such a tall structure. After the tall construction was complete, workers coated it with 60 metric tons of paint to protect it from rust. Since 1899, workers have repainted it every 7 years. The tower's color has changed over the years, from the dark red to dark yellow to brown, and most recently to bronze. Duster and dissenters when Gustav Eiffel and his team were drawing out their plans. Not everyone was in favor of the ambitious project. Eiffel already had a good record of designing challenging structure. Some people, however, doubted that he could build a tall tower capable of withstanding the wind. One math professor predicted that the tower, even 3/4 of the height of one being designed, would collapse. In addition, not everyone was sure about how the tower was going to change Paris. After construction began, a group of 300 artists, writers, and architects asked the Paris Exposition to halve the project. The petition called an eyesore as offensive as gigantic black smokestack. Construction needed despite objectors, and the tower was eventually completed in just over a month before the World's Fair began. People were awed by the architectural sensation during the 6 months or so when the World's Fair was open as well as afterward. However, the tower was constructed as a temporary exhibit and was scheduled to be torn down after 20 years. Eiffel didn't want the tower dismantled, so he worked with a lasting value to the scientific community. He described his vision by saying it would be an observatory and a laboratory such as science has never experienced. The day after the tower was first opened to public at the fair, the lab contained barometers, lightning conductor, wind gauges by the instrument. A wide range also conducted thousands of experiments on its own. The tower's great height eventually became a saving grace. In 1909, it began to be used for the first radio transmission, and later, in 1925, it was used for first public radio program. Also in that year, it began to be used for experiment in television, and in 1935 marked the beginning of the first regular broadcast. Today, the Eiffel Tower has 120 radios and television antennas. Exploring the tower. The only way we still experience the Eiffel Tower is by taking one of the glass elevators on the top. On the way, there are views of the landmarks, architecture, a range of heights. At the top, visitors are treated to an outside view of Paris and many of places of interest. The top of the tower includes two levels. One can cover and the other can open air so visitors can enjoy view day, night, or in any weather. The top floor also includes Boutasson, Eiffel Resort office, as well as map with direction and distance of various other major cities. Second floor has a souvenir shops, restaurant, and displays about the tower construction. Also has glass window with a plunging view down ground to ground level. The first floor main attraction is a transparent floor that creates the illusion you're walking on the air as you look down 57 meters. An interactive display about the tower, a video show restaurant and shop. There's also a piece of the original spiral staircase to Eiffel's office. Since 2004, the first floor also has ice skating rink every winter. Behind the scenes, tours offers extras such as a visit to the original engine room, which can still control the elevator. If you're lucky enough to be in Paris during special events, you'll enjoy an additional treat to Eiffel Tower in our fireworks show to celebrate Chinese New Year in January 2004. The magnificent structure was bathed in red lightning. In May 2006, the tower was decked out in blue on Europe Day, when France hosted the Rugby World Cup in 2007. The tower was adorned with an enormous rugby ball, green lightning for the playing field, and beam of the light to represent the goal. A spectacular light and fireworks took place at the fire tower to usher in the year 2000. A must-see landmark. Eiffel Tower is one of the most easily recognized tourist attractions on the planet. It's been an important part of the plot in dozens of novels and movies, including many which it destroys. It has inspired over 30 replicas, including ones in Guatemala, Japan, Pakistan, Romania, Belgium, Mexico, China, Russia, and Las Vegas, Nevada. Not surprisingly, there are also replicas in Paris, Texas, and Paris, Tennessee. The tower also has inspired many people to sketch it or to write about their impression on it. To some people, the tower is a symbol of history. To others, it's a symbol of love and romance. Whatever the attraction, people know this iconic structure and dream of visiting it. If you ever go to Paris, you must visit the Eiffel Tower.